second, it's just like it's like no sense of well-being, no sense that things are going to be okay. I guess let me jump off of there because I haven't been feeling very hopeful lately. I know that we've got a lot of stuff going on out there. I'm not going to get in. I guess I'm not going to get in to all that. There's a lot of ways to defend this and buy time. I did want to say, I know that a lot of target individuals, they like, so non-TIs out there, y'all are like, I can't even imagine people, doing this all the time, like sitting on shift work to murder people. Like, that's insane, and so even a lot of target individuals also hold that idea. They think that, basically supercomputers run this. They're automatically targeting us, and any kind of V2K is like automated voices, but nobody's really sitting at equipment or anything like that. Which I understand that theory, and in some cases it may be very, very automated to the point where there's hardly any people involved. But I wanted to give you all an example of my situation. There are motherfuckers sitting on shift work on remote platforms within my city, and it's either like 2 or 3 every 8 hours. And I want to give you all an example. Last night, or well, yesterday in the afternoon, probably, well, in the morning, because I started this a couple hours before I fell asleep. I put on Dave's CD from playing on the computer, and when I put it on the computer, I played it on the computer with headphones from the computer, and they couldn't skip it. They couldn't make it skip. So that was nice. So I had that going, and then in the other ear, I had like a radio show on YouTube playing in the other ear. And it was a different volume from the headphones from the computer, and the radio show kind of cut into the V2K, because I'm listening to the voices from the radio show, so it's cutting out the audible voices from Chatterbox. So what these morons did, and they gave it, they give this away constantly with me, and I wish I could let other TIs know this. I would never want them to have to experience this, but so I couldn't hear the V2K because the CD was at a certain level that they weren't used to, my attackers weren't used to, and the radio show was going. So these motherfuckers start yelling on the V2K. They start raising their voices, and the guy's voice is like, "You're crazy, man! Get out of there!" And so they raise their voices to a point where it's usually not like that. They're usually like speaking at the same kind of the same volume level. But they didn't. They started like screaming to make sure that I could hear it. So this is just an example of there are motherfuckers sitting on fucking remote platforms. A lot of it is automated, like the Chatterbox V2K. They take real time stuff that they're saying, and they do put that into a program, and then it's then they make it sound like a conversation or something when they're not really there. But there are people sitting at remote platforms doing this, targeting, adjusting things if they're not working. And so I just want to say my experiences. I don't know every situation. I'll just end it with that. I don't know every situation, but I hear a lot of target individuals saying this is all artificial intelligence. No people really have to run it. It just runs itself, and the computer, the AI, the artificial intelligence is smart enough to like know exactly what to say to you and what to respond, and how to target you. And I just don't believe that. I believe there's tons of automation, tons of software involved when they're hitting and murdering a human being with these directed energy weapons to automate it. But they always need some humans. I call them humans, but they're not really humans. Cult Satanists, cult animals on the equipment, on the remote platforms, to adjust targeting, or if you're going out, to let people know that you're going out, to inform the DHS fusion centers that, hey, this guy's going out, and we need to, patrol him or whatever, or get your neighbors to walk out at the same time. And then I wanted to go back because I left a comment I don't know what to say, like, because I saw a video of Dr. Horton, and I love Dr. Horton. She's awesome. She's getting so much information out there. She is an inspiration and a warrior, and she is doing what we should all be doing. Her attitude is the attitude we should all have. And I know we all kind of me, her, all the, like, even Robert Duncan or someone like that doesn't have all the information of how every protocol works. But she does talk about, like, the neighbors are doing it, and I hear a lot of other target individuals, or they're like, it's definitely the neighbors. I know it's the neighbors. It's nothing else. What I want to do, because I left a comment on Dr. Horton's videos. First, I want to say, like, she was in a bad way, which on many of my videos, I've just been so like hopeless. Well, not she's not hopeless. It's not that, but very, very, very down, because this is just this impossible thing where we're trying to get help for being murdered, and people are, like, basically joining in on the other side to harass us. Like, it gets to a point where you lose a lot of stuff in your life. You lose connections with your family members. They're not as good as they could have been, even if you have them. Which I'm lucky to maintain connections with my family members, and they love me no matter what. But I'd like to be, they're at retirement age. I'd like to be taking care of my family. And people that maybe were in our lives will never be in our lives again, or we lose communication with them because they can't deal with this. And I saw her dealing with that on a video, and I know I'm not doing this justice because I didn't leave a comment. I just sat there and I was like, I need to leave a comment to support her, because the first thing that I did, like, I woke up, and it must have been a few mornings ago. I woke up and, like, I was just like, I'm gonna check out some videos. I usually watch Dr. Horton. I look at a lot of stuff that Barry Trower puts out. I just try and find a lot of different things that can add to my knowledge, because those people add to my knowledge. Ella's videos, and I watch the video, and she gets very, she has some tears in the video, because who wouldn't? Like, I've had I've had more than I can count on two hands, videos where I've started crying, because it's your body's hurting, you're being jacked up by the remote neural manipulation, and you see how evil this is, and how it doesn't seem like it's going to end today. It doesn't seem like somebody's going to rush in and fix all this. Far from it. And all I could think was, I know exactly how she feels. And I've left some comments, just trying to help her out, trying to give her information that, my experiences have shown me how this stuff kind of works. But she, I don't even have words for it, because she is one of the strongest people that I've ever seen in my life. She doesn't back down. She knows that this is just horrible. She's not gonna, she's not adapting to being murdered. That's, she's gonna fight this. She's gonna fight this till it ends, or she ends, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fight this until it stops or I stop. And I have a lot of respect for her, and I just want to say that, just separate from anything where we're talking about how this is happening or whatever. I have tons of respect and love for her. We all need to like look at the tenacity that she has, and we need to emulate that. We need to emulate people that we see who are putting themselves on the line, and just, because I'm sure her attackers, they're having meetings like, oh my God, this lady's getting so much information out. How are we gonna, do this or do that, or hurt her more, make sure she can't do that. So this is all risk, and these are risks that me making these small videos where I'm not getting as many views as her, I'm not getting as much done definitely as her. My attackers have really raised what they're doing to me, the evil of it and the pain, and trying to just brain hobble me to where I don't want to make videos, and I wouldn't be able to. But we're fighting that. We're all fighting that. But I did just want to say, I wanted to say that, like, I just, we all go through that. I wish I couldn't even think of something to comment, because just words, like, I started crying, and I was just like, I just had no words for somebody like that who's fighting the good fight. She's fighting to save lives, and and she has neighbors around her harassing her, and probably some of them with ground weapons. I did want to talk about, though, and I tried to leave a comment on a later video of hers. She seems to focus on, and this is not a criticism. All the TIs, we have different ideas of what's going on. That's the nature of it. When we're on the other side of equipment that we've never learned about, and we're just being hit by something, we're all going to be like, because of how long we've gone through it, what their PSYOP protocol is to make us think something's going on. We're all going to have things like that. But I do want to say, I want people to use their common sense here. Just use your common sense here, and this is no criticism to anybody. A lot of target individuals that I talk to are like, it's the neighbors. It's the neighbors. And I believe that there are ground weapons, and neighbors do hit target individuals. I believe that is supplemental in most cases. And just listen to my common sense here. There are millions of target individuals in the world. So if they're going to take a target individual like me and millions of others and be able to hit us everywhere we go, like I've been hit on a plane, from Louisiana. Yeah, I live in Louisiana. I think y'all know that. To West Virginia, and I was hit on a plane, like through the roof of the plane to my chest, where I felt like I was having a heart attack. I was hit right when I hit the ground in Virginia to drive into West Virginia. I was hit in my rental car the whole way. But on the other hand, I saw a ground weapon in my neighbor's house, in the house that burned down. Now I want to explain this. At one time in my targeting, this is what I thought was happening. At the very beginning, before I moved into the house, and when it was in the apartments where I knew I was being externally attacked, I thought that it was just ground weapons. I thought it was somebody beside me. They had emitters. They had them on me. Then I moved to another apartment in the same place, kept getting hit, and I was like, it's the guys above me. They have ground weapons. Then I got to the house. and I would, even in that apartment, I would go and I would stay in extended stays, and I'd still get hit. But what I was thinking in my mind was, this is my body healing up from them hitting me with ground weapons. So I didn't even think about the remote aspects of somebody remotely shooting something at me from a cell tower or over the horizon radar. Some people say satellites, drones, many different remote delivery mechanisms, because you think of your modem, think of your computer, think of your phone. You can bring your phone anywhere, and that phone's going to get a signal. So the things that are being put into us, implants, nanoparticulates, nanotechnology, just them getting the locus of the frequency, the resonance of your brain, things like that. Those methods, then they can target in remotely. They can surveil you and target in remotely. So when I was at the house that burned down, my thought was, because I knew I was being hit remotely at that point. And my thought was, okay, that my neighbor is shooting me with ground weapons when he's there, or no, he's shooting me with ground weapons, and then when I leave, he has a remote platform in his house, and he's right by me, and he's shooting me 24 hours a day. Now I look back, and I saw a ground weapon in his window, and what I believe that was going on, and I want to give y'all, my experience, I believe that he went to work during the day, so he was gone out of his house, and he wasn't there, and I was still getting hit where it seemed like it was coming from his house. That was remote platforms within the city, not around me. not neighbors around me. It was a remote platform somewhere in my city, where they're hitting me